Hi, Biffs.
Hey, Beth.
You're Abby.
Dear Kiki.
Captain.
Red
Cheers to you.
desperate housewife.
Pinot Grigio.
Doesn't want to marry
Loser
you.
power.
Love you like
Look
I
for
love
more
you.
wine.
Drinking.
Don't talk to yourself.
Cheers, Biff. Cheers.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised. This is ill-advised.
Hi, Biffs.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome.
Welcome to Ill-advised.
The podcast where two best friends tell you what to do after someone else already has.
Like your downstairs neighbor.
And not the DJ that clearly doesn't work down there. It's like we've got our own surround sound soundtrack.
To a movie we're not watching.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we could give credit to whoever's singing because I can't make it out.
I know.
And it's definitely not English.
Some of the songs sound kind of good, though.
They do. They really bump, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I put my foot on the ground and I get a massage.
I'm going to go lay down.
They're literally just like, it's bass heavy, like, but like, you know, Sans Gay Club. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can twerk around it.
Yeah, twerk around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now we're getting serenaded.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now I'm really going to go lay on the floor.
I don't know if they can hear this. If you guys can hear this, you're welcome. We're probably going to get like, you know, how some of our systems, like when they run through the audio to make sure we're not breaking copyright.
We're not going to be able to post this.
No, we'll find out. We'll find out when we get sued, courtesy of Apple Podcasts.
So how you doing, Bill? I feel like it's been a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, we I think we gotta like apologize for not coming out with new content. But also like
Life happens.
And no matter what we do, it's just gonna interfere with
Life's
life.
just gonna keep happening.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I'm well, I think. Yes. No, not I think. I am. I'm well. All the way around. Although I've caught myself being a little bit more emotional than usual. Like,
Well, that's simple.
yeah.
Our periods started.
So I'm
right
ovulating or not ovulating. I'm shitting my egg or shedding it.
I mean, I don't know how it works for men, so you might be shitting your egg.
I'm shitting my egg. Well, that explains everything because my tits are sore.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
No.
It's hormones.
It's
Or
you're not
just
pregnant.
me being a whore.
You're not pregnant.
No.
See?
That's good.
Keep whoring.
I mean,
up.
I'd have questions if I did turn up pregnant simply because of
Who's that baby daddy?
or
I'm just kidding.
who did me.
Exactly. Who's that baby daddy?
Who did me? Was I asleep?
Was I here?
Was it Roofalin?
Can you wake me up next time?
No shit. I'd love to be woken up for that shit.
Oh,
Although you've got to fight me because I'm like, nah, like batting people away. Apparently, I don't know.
Oh, I hardly sleep, so I'm like, oh wait, what? Just throw my leg over. Oh, good morning.
Okay, so I guess I'm menstrual.
Yep.
I was like watching a TV show. What's that one where the surgeon, is it The Good Doctor? The surgeon is autistic.
Oh, yes.
So we watched the first episode and he just sat there and was defending as to why he should be a surgeon at that hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something that at first I was like, who cares? And then he like tied it all together and I was like, if you don't hire him, I swear to God, I'm reaching through this television.
Show. It's such a good show.
I've never actually watched it. That was the first time I've actually seen it. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
yeah, I've seen clips and stuff that were like made me want to watch it, but my attention span is that of a goldfish. So
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
what was that show I needed to watch?
Shiny Bunny?
Too busy rewatching insert show here for the 100th time.
Right.
So
Charmed.
among others,
Yeah.
I alternate. I get sick of shit sometimes.
Don't we all?
How you doing, Beth?
Surprisingly, given my current circumstances, I am doing well, I would say.
I feel like I was able to be tied into that time of the month. I feel like you should be able to be tied into something that I'm experiencing. This is a hell of a start.
You know, like when you're playing beer pong, you got to get the right buzz.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on here.
Mine's gone.
That's what I mean.
I was too busy trying to
We're not
figure
at the
out
right
why
buzz.
the fuck our setup wasn't set upping.
Yeah.
Because podcasting is like a technical job. It's not just a like point and speak shit.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to it.
I wish that it was just a point and speak thing.
Yeah, because what would we point to?
What do you mean?
Point and speak?
Yeah, like point the microphone and start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that's what it was. But you gotta like get everything like in your interface, making sure everything works together and balance the right amount of menstrual that the cycles are going to be going through.
Like when they start at the same time.
Yeah.
Like on a 5 o'clock Sunday evening.
Right. Because global warming.
Yeah. Because who gets their period at 5 o'clock?
I don't fucking know.
Not me.
Oh, I don't know another man that gets his period. So I'm just going to be thankful that I can ovulate.
Yeah. Just be thankful you're not pregnant.
I'm just, fuck this. I'm going to the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's our problem.
I think that's our problem. We're so sorry for this episode. This week we are drinking a box wine.
So classy.
A Bota Box wine.
Bota Box.
A Sauvignon Blanc.
My favorite.
Is this California, Biff?
I
Biff.
only want to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, it's better than the Chardonnay.
Okay, we'll take it. Award-winning wines that are eco-friendly and portable. I've never read that before.
And portable.
Bota Box Sauvignon Blanc is up for dining al fresco or lunch on the golf course, refreshing with lime zest and lemongrass, joined by citrus, melon, and a touch of minerality. Pairs with light moments and light meals like grilled chicken skewers or a salad with goat cheese and vinaigrette.
Sounds like all of your cooking.
Sure.
I want your chicken skewers.
I want to skewer.
My chicken?
I don't think I want to skewer your chicken, but if someone could find me a chicken head to skewer.
Oh, that's very specific.
Right. Thank you very much. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down,
you know, the
leave it there.
Or the feet.
Oh, no.
Or the gizzards.
Ew. Can you just fucking drink your drink?
Yes, I've been waiting to.
30-something gizzard. What am I drinking?
Boxed Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, so boxed wine gets a bad... Is it rep or rap? And what does rap stand for?
Like a rap sheet?
Maybe like rapport?
Like your rap sheet. Like,
but what's a rap sheet?
Like, I have a long rap of criminal charges.
But is...
Not me specifically.
Is rap short for something or is rap a word?
Good question. Keep talking and I'll check.
Okay. Well, box wine gets a bad name because of the box. But what people don't really realize is that it's actually
that boxes are
not in a
actually
box.
the fun.
They are the fun ones and the cheap ones, but they're not in a box. They're actually in a bag. They're bagged wines. And I think it's just more efficient that way. Is that okay?
Yes.
Plus, there are some really good ones out there, like that black box that we got with that cab that we loved. That was really good. So, I don't know.
I don't think that it stands for anything.
No, just rap.
A person's police record of arrests and convictions.
Okay, but what about when you're talking about like a reputation or has a bad...
So I think that would be rep.
Rep? It's just got not
I feel
good
like
words
they both
for it.
work. No, rep.
Rep?
Yeah.
But it always says like you have a bad
rap.
I have a bad rap. And I'm thinking like rapport.
Any rap sheet is bad.
Right.
So you can't say it has a bad rap because that's, what is it when you say the same?
When it has a good rap.
Twice, right.
But then it's like,
you know what?
rapport.
Very specific. Is it bad rap or bad rap? Conclusion. Use bad rap, not bad rep. Bad rap is the original and correct phrase here, so make sure to start implementing it in your writing.
So boxed wine has a bad rap.
And that's from Microsoft 365.
Oh. The best dictionary I know. Well, there you go.
Bad rap, RAP, is the original phrase meaning a bad or undeserved reputation. Bad rep, which contains the literal shortening of reputation, has historically been interpreted as a spelling error.
Oh.
So you are correct, but but it means the same thing.
So I'll just say whatever the fuck I please.
But rap is correct.
Rap is correct. Okay. All right.
Even though it means the same as bad rep.
Okay.
Interesting. The more you know.
And number 2.
All right.
This doesn't taste like a Sauvignon Blanc to me.
Didn't they?
Huh? Yes, we are putting this one up. That face was superb. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't they mention hints of melon?
And lemongrass. It doesn't taste like a Sauvignon to me. It's a little too...
California?
Maybe.
Not enough New Zealand?
Yeah, maybe. But it's almost like fruitier. But like, I can't pick it out. But also not boozy enough to be a Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I put ice in my New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. That's what this tastes like.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's like diluted. That's the word.
Oh.
Number 3. See if you taste it.
It really might be just like a Pinot.
It's like
Pinot Grigio.
tainted water.
Like water taint. Like if water had a taint.
If water had a taint. Yes, that's it. Yes.
Water taint.
Why couldn't you have started the episode this way? Damn it.
I told you we were in the wrong.
We only took 3 sips.
We didn't have enough buzz for our beer pong.
Okay, well, what are you giving this?
I think I would buy it again only because the price point and it's
What are they usually like $16.99?
something like that.
I would give this personally like a 2.
Really?
It's a take it or leave it for me.
A 2?
Yeah. I actually think I liked the Chardonnay we had better.
Oh God, I hated it.
Did you?
I hated it.
It went down easy though.
No, it didn't.
Well, it went
It
down.
just went down.
I didn't hate it, but it was like, I didn't love it either. I think I'd give that like a 2.5, but this is a 2.
I really don't know because if you're gonna buy a boxed wine, I would buy this again.
Yeah.
It's cheap enough. It's how many liters is a box wine?
It's 3 bottles. Oh, I lied. The big boxes are usually 3 bottles.
Oh yeah. I think this is a bottle
this
and a
is
half.
3 liters. So this is actually 4 bottles of wine. Oh, I'm giving this a 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
For what? $15, $16, $17 for 3 bottles of wine.
Are you done buying your giant bottles of wine now? Because this is pretty much like another $5 investment for extra wine.
I know. I probably should.
Yeah, you really should get rid of it. Although I would drink that before this in my house.
The Sutter Home Pinot.
Yeah, because I don't know if I got used to it, but I don't think it's bad.
It's not bad. That's why I just kept buying it.
Yeah. It's a good like everyday wine.
Yeah, so I'll say like 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I will buy it again.
Okay. I mean, I'll drink it if it's there.
Fair
That's
enough.
between a 2 and a 3. So there you go.
Sold.
There you have it.
Sold for $16.99.
Oh, let's get to the purpose of this podcast, shall we? Let's liven this fucking thing up. Let's get this podcast lit.
Let's taint this podcast.
Yeah, let's taint it with some lit.
Taint in love. Oh.
I'm putting that in there.
Great.
You're welcome.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
We are at metro.co.uk with M. Clarkson. This was published November 2nd, 2023. My friend has an unhealthy obsession with her partner. Can I tell her? Dear M, how do I broach with my friend that I think she's unhealthily obsessed with her boyfriend? Question mark.
That's it?
Yeah.
How do you tell your friend she's unhealthily obsessed
With her boyfriend.
Well, funnily enough, that's not enough information.
Right. My friend has an unhealthy obsession with her partner. How do I tell her this?
Okay, so the assumption here is that your assumption that she has an unhealthy obsession with him is founded, right? Because what else are we supposed to do with that?
Right.
You know, I have no idea. I think I know how I would talk to you about it.
I was just going to say, I have been in a very sick, unhealthy, obsessive, toxic relationship. Was that on your radar?
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was, everybody knew that it was toxic, but like the obsessive, like leaving my job to go chase him down type of.
Oh, you're giving me a real life example, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
If it was on your radar, that like it was also very consuming for me. Not just like obvious toxic relationship, but like consuming.
So there's a dynamic to consider, actually a couple of dynamics to consider. And the first is the closeness of the relationship, for example, with this reader and this friend, right? They're not saying best friend. They're not saying like sister from another mister. They're just saying my friend, right?
Yep.
So there's the dynamic between you and I, which is more than that. Like we're family. We're like maybe a chromosome short of blood. And then there's also the person that you're dealing with, knowing who they are and how they are able, or when they're able to receive information.
Yeah.
So yes, there was stuff that was on my radar with you and this person in particular, even years before specific incidents.
Mm-hmm.
But I also knew that you were only receptive to that when you were either asking for advice. It wasn't really, you never really asked for advice on it. It was almost let on that like you needed some guidance, but you never like, I think you knew.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you knew. So you never asked about that kind of thing. But the circumstances and the situations, it wasn't until you were bringing those to the forefront, kind of like a let me catch you up on my life thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you would ask a question relative to your actions, and that was the opportunity for me to say something. Because I know, especially with you, like if I come out of somewhere and express that concern, I know that you'll take it constructively and you'll think about it. But I also know that you're not in the position to hear me. You'll listen.
Yeah.
But you're not in the position to hear what I have to say at that point.
Right.
You know, I think you need to be open to it. And that is probably when you're already pissed at them.
Yeah. When I'm coming to okay, like this is no good.
Yeah. When you're coming to me with an issue rather than me coming to you with the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's how you and I have always approached.
I'm ready to acknowledge it, not
Exactly.
when you're like, this is not good.
Yeah. I think the wrong approach in a lot of these cases is to just come out and be like, I think this is unhealthy, blah, 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 blah. Just like giving your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's going to push them closer to the.
Yeah. And I think that really depends on your relationship with the person too. Everyone's dynamic's different. Although now I think, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about it going like, well, you and I have a fantastic dynamic, in my opinion.
Oh,
shouldn't I be able to come to you saying like,
yeah,
like I think you're in an unhealthy place? Sure, maybe. But maybe I just know you and I think that you're more receptive when you're encountering situations where you're probably already thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a great point because that's the make or break for friendships,
Mm-hmm.
for any sort of, is like knowing, okay, if I bring this up now,
Mm-hmm.
it's either going to start a war between us
Mm-hmm.
or push her closer in the opposite direction.
Right. Yeah. It's really interesting.
And also, do I have the sense as your friend to know they know better, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not there
They're
yet.
not there. Well, I want to say at that time, we weren't so woke. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
self-aware.
Yeah, that's the word. It's hyphenated. Yeah, we weren't there. I think that happened sometime in our 30s for
Long
sure,
after
when
high
we
school.
decided
Long
yeah.
after high school.
But I'm just thinking like that dynamic of friendship matters because the same way that you're receptive when you're in a place where you're ready to discuss it, it's the same thing with me. When I'm coming to you with something, I'll never forget the day. It really wasn't that long ago where you sat here and I was trying to defend my position, and not even defend, but explain my position. And what you were essentially saying to me was, I was in the big picture, because this is really like, this is a bigger conversation that I'm even more comfortable than saying, but where you were just like, you're giving him an ultimatum and he's not ready. And I'm like, no, it's this. And you're like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, yes, it is. Those are the words that I remember. Yes, it is, Biff. Yes, it is. Your hand up. And then I just remember crying. Like, you caught me in a point where I was receptive to that information.
Yeah.
Not when I was just like sitting on the couch having a glass of wine and you're like, so bitch, like,
right.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean about like your and my dynamic. I think we both receive information kind of in the same place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's because we already know.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
It's because we already know.
Yeah. And then it's definitely also on us too, how you could have gotten mad at me, you could have shut down, you could have continued to not acknowledge it, could have went a lot of ways. There's a really lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Communication, definitely receptiveness,
the
timing,
rapport.
Yeah.
Look, with your friend, what kind of relationship do you have? Is it just a friend?
If she's that obsessive, she may not be anywhere near ready to like not just let go of an unhealthy relationship, but be ready to hear it. Like, I don't care if I'm obsessed.
So what would you say to a friend who is in that position but is complaining? You sense that they're not in a place where they're going to take what you're saying constructively or to...
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It really is.
Because you're just like, I want to shake you.
Yep. I want to give you shaken baby syndrome, even though you're 30.
Full grown adult.
Shaken 30 syndrome.
I'm trying to think what I do. I think, well, that's tricky for me. If it's somebody close to me, I'm pretty incapable of not.
I'm asking the wrong person this question.
But somebody who is not as close, somebody that's not like a really good friend or, you know, family member or anything like that, I just accept where they're at and I give them like that's really tough. Like I know you can figure it out. Like, I'm sure you'll figure it out soon.
Yeah.
Even though what I want to say is like, girl, I know you know that I know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's pointless.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do in that.
I just bite my tongue and give them you'll get there when you get there.
I think the question to continuously ask is, how do you feel? Actually, two questions. How do you feel? And where do you feel it? And I think I'm really reflecting on our conversations with Rachel. Like, your mind will fuck with you. Your body will tell you. You know, like, how do you feel
our immediate
about it? And what's
response and answer is the right one.
And it's like,
and then our mind comes in and says, but
that's faster. Your mind's faster than your body.
No, your body responds first. And then your brain starts.
That's interesting.
Second.
Okay.
Guessing.
They both make sense to me. So I'm just going to sit here and agree with you.
Smart.
Oh my God. I'm just going to start interviewing the men you date to see if they're capable of just, okay.
That's a great one.
That's a great idea. Right?
Let's write it down.
Yes. Yeah, I think to me, it would be like, how do you feel and where do you feel it? Because it's, you're going to feel that physical reaction.
You want them to get to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually have to say that recently I have asked a friend to do that.
And there. Was it positive?
We're not at the response part yet. It was a question and here's what I think. Although I have been vocal about their situation. So
wait, so you said this and they never responded?
Well, they're like, okay, the second I get a chance, I'll report back. Yeah.
There's your sign.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck you, bitch.
Well, no.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
No, I think there are established routines during the day where they're able to self-check-in. And that's what they were explaining to me as in like, when I do my self-check-in, I will let you know. Yeah, it's more convoluted than just a simple like they're going through problems. Like
Yeah.
But if you feel like, for me, if I'm clenching my jaw, that's my answer. Or if I feel heat go up my spine, that's my answer.
Right. See, that's your initial physical response.
Mm-hmm.
And then your brain takes over.
Yep.
So it's our instincts first. And then we second guess our instincts. And that's when we get in trouble.
Which is fascinating to me because your brain gets the response before you're able to act on it.
Our brain goes straight to what's familiar, what keeps us safe, what protects us. Our body
So I'm thinking of a
goes to
physical nervous system response. Got it.
our body goes to nope, something's wrong, something's off.
Something's not right here.
Our brain's going, what can we relate this feeling to?
Mm-hmm.
And is this safe? Are we okay? This is familiar. We've been here before. This is how we handled it. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Our body's going, no, fuck you, no, run. Our brain's going, what can we relate this to? Brain goes to familiar.
Our brains are terrible psychologists.
Our brains are fucking horrible. Our body goes to, nope, this is wrong. Nope. Our brain can go, oh, no, we know this. This is just this, or this is just that. Our bodies go, no.
No.
We don't care what this is. Run.
So I think my response to this is it's
there's your dynamic, your friendship, where she's at.
But gauge where she's at. Like, if she's complaining, then kind of help her kind of come to that realization. But don't just throw your input in there. That's a surefire way to not have a friend anymore.
Yeah. Or she's just going to tune you out. And I actually feel like I can relate to this.
Then her head's really going to take over.
I do have a friend that's like, comes to you to vent and you give your advice or whatever. And it's just in one ear out the other.
Bitch, I listen to you.
No, not you.
I know.
Sometimes. Not you all the time.
I would say 70% of the time I'm listening to you.
I would say more than that, but yeah.
Well, I just wanted to give myself a little wiggle room, a little margin of error there.
Oh, you're going to intentionally start not listening to me.
No, I just don't have to worry about what you're going to think when I finally do it. Hello, married men. Just kidding.
I kind of believe you. M says, I've been thinking about this a lot for the last couple of days since I first read it. And honestly, I've been around the house with it. Actually, I've been around the houses with it.
Oh.
Rich bitch.
Wow. Oh, I just thought she was a little,
kind of around the houses with it.
Sexually liberated.
Oh. I asked my husband what he thought. His advice was terrible. And then one of my friends, and thankfully her advice was better. We basically concluded that yes, you tell her, but incredibly gently. I think you need to manage your expectations because this isn't the kind of news you take well, whether or not you're actually obsessed with your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I think the less you make it about him, the better. Focus all of your commentary on her and her behavior. Tell her you love her and that you're worried about her, but because you feel she's giving up a lot of herself for him and it shouldn't be that way. Tell her you feel she's prioritizing him over everything and it's hurtful as your friend. That way you can have the conversation about the relationship under the guise of talking about your friendship, which might help her feel less attacked. Bring receipts and examples and reiterate that you love her and stress the fact that if she's happy, you're happy, and tell her that you hope that you are wrong. Ultimately, you're not expecting this one conversation to be a light bulb moment for her. What you're doing here is planting a seed in a way that means you can still be there for her by the time it flowers. I like that part.
I do too. I also like the manage your expectations.
Yes.
Because that's a big one as a friend.
Yes.
Like your word is important,
I'm trying to
but you're
tell
not
you
God.
some big, huge, life-changing.
And because I think we're so close and super everything, I'm going to solve this.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
a
be
big
like,
one.
oh my God, you're so right.
I feel like that kind of brought everything we said, but like it brought it in a not general. It explained what our steps are in a psychological fashion, like kind of how to bring it up. That
potted
DJ.
what we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, sure, say whatever you want. Just know that they're probably not going to be open to it.
Yeah.
And if they are open to it, it's not gonna. They're not gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, fixed.
Yeah. I just wish she kind of explained when to say something. You know, like you and I were like, wait until that they're in that place where they're receptive of that information.
Well, I think that's why she said manage your expectation.
Oh, sure.
And also know that even if she just in one ear and out the other, you're still planting a seed.
Okay.
There still could be a morning that she
true.
wakes up and she's like, maybe she's right.
Yeah. Okay. I can buy that.
Yeah, I like it.
Not bad. Next.
Clarkson. This is also from November 2023. I want to divorce my husband, but how do I tell him?
I think that you should get a cake.
I didn't ask the question yet.
I don't care. Let me just...
Dear M, I want to divorce my husband. How do I tell him?
Fuck you.
Literally.
Is that literally it? I hate.
That's why I did that.
I want to hold your head underwater.
How about under a box wine?
Okay, under a box
Bagged wine.
Under a bag wine of water. Under some bagged wine taint.
Under some water taint.
May I? I think you should get a cake. I think you should... And don't go to a grocery store because that's
his
disrespectful.
Favorite flavor or his known not favorite flavor?
Her favorite flavor.
That he despises?
Yes. Well, maybe he doesn't despise it, but it's her favorite flavor. No, you know what? His favorite flavor. Because if he eats it, he agrees.
Oh, the stakes are raised.
Yeah. And so I think...
What if he gets depressed and wants to eat a whole chocolate cake? Because his wife just told him she wants a divorce. So now he's going to eat a whole chocolate cake.
That's him giving it to her.
Damn.
Right. Shit, I'm going to get divorced every time someone brings me a chocolate cake. Oh, you know how I am about chocolate? Oh
Yes.
my God.
You're the only chocolate cake I'll eat.
Oh.
Yes, you, not your cake.
Not my cake.
You're the only chocolate cake I'll eat. I've had a lot of divorces, I think.
You're not allowed to talk.
Anywho, buy his favorite flavor cake.
And
what?
not a
Surprise?
supermarket. Yeah, but not a supermarket cake. Have it delivered to his work, though.
Work?
I was just kidding. Not work.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, no, wait till he's at his poker game with his friends.
Better.
And then
better.
send him a cake that says,
Surprise.
I don't know.
Or
Roses are
maybe-
red and neighs from a horse. This relationship is dead. I want a divorce.
You know,
Go ahead, Beth.
so when people get married, they do the 2 rings attached symbol.
Yep.
So I was thinking you could get a cake with those 2 rings on it and then cut it right in half and give him half the cake.
Oh.
So like he can have his ring back. And then I'm eating the other half of this cake. Because it wasn't Mark Basket cake.
So like,
like on the intro of Cheaters, how it's like the
dude, I haven't
ring
watched
things and then
Cheaters.
it's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
broken glass, like
Yep.
So like that, but for cake.
Okay. Is Cheaters still on?
I honestly want to say it is.
Okay.
Unless they're still doing reruns.
I
From
remember the guy got
1990.
stabbed once, the host. And one of them, I think he
From
was on
one
a,
of the
like a
cheating
canoe
ass
or a boat.
husbands?
Yeah. Or the wives, somebody, but he got stabbed. Like, and they aired it.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, you sure do. That was like 15 years ago. That's why I'm asking if they're still on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know MTV has a new cheating series.
MTV is a cheating series.
MTV is a cheating series.
That's right. Okay. How do I tell my husband?
Do I tell him?
Do I?
I want to divorce my husband. How do I tell him?
I don't know. I still say get a cake or a latte. You know how they have those artists that do the foam?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure one of them could
With a
do
broken heart.
broken heart or broken like rings that are split up.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of men who drink those lattes that are married to women. I'm just kidding. That's funny though.
That is funny. Oh my God. No, that's okay. Because the gays that I know that are supposed to drink those lattes don't. They do meth. So I don't think there's a winning. Yeah, we don't win.
Meth's way better than any coffee.
I want to put foam on your meth. This is one of those things where you just need to come out and say that you are not happy.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I'm assuming you've done everything.
If you're to the place where you're like, I'm at my limit, I really do want a divorce, I would imagine that's probably quite obvious to the other half of the relationship.
Right.
It's either going to be expected or he's absolutely clueless to your relationship in which...
I mean, that explains everything.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Either you're ripping the Band-Aid off or you're making it known that there's a big gash, bleeding wound.
Bleeding womb.
Yeah.
You're really stuck on that period, huh?
Same difference.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because how else do you deliver that information? You can't, you know what I mean? Like, I think the big thing that resonated with me when you said it was like, when you've hit your limit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
Talk yourself down?
No, I can suffer for another year.
Right. Literally. Yeah. I think it's time to just be honest with yourself so that you can be honest with your partner.
Bring it up in the way that's like, I'm sure you've sensed that things aren't the same.
Right.
And whatever. And this is either something I've thought about for a long time or I've just realized that I'm kind of at my limit. What the fuck honestly is
Seriously,
happening?
what's going on out there?
Is there like an ambulance
Should
stuck?
we break? Fuck it. Let's just hit the response on that one, Biff.
Okay.
That's
M
sensitive.
says, truthfully and lovingly. At a time, this was a man that knew you better than anyone else in the world and someone you trusted entirely with your heart. So I think you owe it to that version of you both to be honest with him. I can't attest to the state of your relationship now, but if this is a case of no one being at huge fault, but the love having fizzled, then I think you just need to rip the Band-Aid off. In the long run, you will be more hurt by the resentment that you will emanate living with a man who you don't love anymore. You both will. Set aside a time to be together, just the two of you, somewhere you can talk. Maybe go for a walk, maybe cook him something nice for dinner, and tell him how you feel, even though it's terrifying and you know it will hurt. You owe it to yourself to be happy, and you aren't right now. By leaving him, you are giving both of you the opportunity to build a new life filled with love, and that is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like it now. You'll be all right, and so will he. Good luck.
Don't fucking cook him dinner.
Okay, that was I had that thought.
That's like how insult. Let me like fucking lead this shit
marinate, serenade,
and laminate. I wanted to go with it. No.
Yeah, I thought the same. Although I understand where she's coming from. Like, don't just, hey, BT dubs.
Right. Don't go for a walk either. I don't think that that's appropriate.
I think just wait
You're gonna
for a
have it out in the
time
middle
where
of the
he's like
street.
sitting down reading the newspaper. You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, like, I really would love to talk.
Or just use your fucking instinct to know when it's like a good place for both of you to have that conversation.
That's what I mean. Preferably when he's doing nothing.
Cook him dinner.
Cook him a big nice dinner. The guy's gonna think he's about to get laid.
It's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
And
here's
then
some
all of a
roast
sudden-
beef. I'm going to give you mine.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
And then,
no.
oh, honey,
By the way,
I didn't cook this for why you think I cooked this.
no, I seared this like
As
our
a matter of-
relationship.
Yes. Done. That steak's a little dry, isn't it?
That's right.
Fits how I have been for the last 2 years.
Shriveled
Dry.
motherfucker. The hint of garlic.
A hint of vinegar.
Yeah.
from all the wine I've been drinking.
I have fermented everything that we've fermented. Next.
Sure.
We're
last
already
but
on
not-
the same page there. I don't hate the answer, but it's just don't cook him dinner. Don't go for a walk. You just need to be forthright and honest.
Ready?
Ready as I'm ever going to be.
My boyfriend subscribed to OnlyFans. How can I move past it? Oh, yeah. So funny. Dick.
It's such a popular thing right now. That's all.
I found out my long-term boyfriend subscribed to someone on OnlyFans 2 years ago, and I can't move past it.
2 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
My long-term boyfriend. So I guess
that's
2
it.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. How silly of me.
So I guess 2 years ago is like we were still very much in a relationship.
Right. And
Also, you subscribed 2 years ago and are still
in a relationship.
consistently viewing this OnlyFans?
Mm-hmm.
Or this was like, I just happened to find out that 2 years ago you
Let's assume that he
subscribed
still has
to
it,
one.
just for the sake.
Yeah.
That's worst case scenario,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
And she wants to know how to move past it.
I found out my long-term boyfriend subscribed to someone on OnlyFans 2 years ago and I cannot move past it.
And that's it.
That's it.
See, I wouldn't. I get it, I think. But I also wouldn't read into it like that. And for me, it's, it's like having a subscription to Playboy almost, or
Yeah, like when we were 16 years old.
you know what I mean, though. Like it's
No, I
like
know.
it's like subscribing to something that's bringing you regular entertainment. It's just something to watch. We fantasize all the time. We're human beings. The person who says that they don't think about somebody in a certain way, they can go fuck themselves, because it's not true. We all have like crushes, and we all have
Fantasies.
yes. Sorry, I just got
Are
caught
you
up
in the middle of a fantasy,
oh
Beth?
my god, so good.
Oh, good grief.
It's a really good show. You should watch it.
I want to, just based on what just happened here.
Let's just say that for this update, I'm not as horny as I was the last update.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm back.
Great.
What are we talking about?
OnlyFans.
No. We all fantasize. We all have, even in a relationship, like you meet somebody that you find very attractive and you have a little crush. It's like, it just happens. I think that's
Innocent flirting.
yeah. And I think
You know that it
OnlyFans
won't go anywhere.
you're just paying for it like you would porn if you don't like the free shit. And then it's like, then what? You know what I mean? I think there is no physical cheating. There isn't any physical or substantiated infidelity. But also, to validate your feelings, have you brought this up with him and told him how it makes you feel? That's also important.
I'd imagine.
He might
was
be
something
receptive.
She found 2 years ago.
Well, I think that she said that I took that as she found out recently that he subscribed 2 years ago. Did I read that or hear that wrong?
No.
Or
But
could it go either way?
yeah.
Yeah.
As a woman, my thought is that like it's been 2 years now.
Mm.
Like it's still relevant.
As an almost woman who has an OnlyFans, I'm just kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans.
You
I don't.
Might as well throw your
No.
profile.
I can't even
$50
picture
to
that
take
out.
the-
No way.
to
Take
take
the wig
the-
off.
No, the cooking
The apron off.
apron.
Oh my god.
$50 to take the apron off.
Fuck you.
Keeping the wig on.
Well,
Wig
I mean, I
stays.
do need a new chimney, so I think okay, so let's say that it was 2 years ago, or it is 2 years and you can't
I
move
just
past
don't
it.
see it being something I can't move past if it was like you did this 2 years ago and it stopped 2 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue, I'm assuming, is like you've had this since 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still something that you are paying for.
Right. So that's what I'm feeling. Like I found out that you've had it for 2 years and you're still paying for it. But that to me, that doesn't say like I've brought it up to you or I've talked to you about how that makes me feel. And
I guess I just assume that everybody is like instantly
normal.
like, what the fuck is this? And why is it dated since fucking 2 years ago?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess my immediate assumption is like you already brought this up.
Because you would bring that up. But also, would it bother you if somebody subscribed to an OnlyFans that you were dating?
Yeah.
Really?
While we were active in the relationship, yeah.
Only
because it's like the same thing. And I get it. Porn has been made so normalized and like, oh, everyone does it and whatever. And like, but for me, it's like, I'm down anytime, anywhere, any position, anything.
Except whole.
Right circumstances.
They have not happened yet.
No. So for me, I can't help but be offended that like you take your phone into the bathroom to go look at some naked girl on the phone when you literally could walk into the kitchen and insert graphic scene here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or same laying in bed at night. I sleep naked. Everybody knows it.
True story. It's on a billboard.
So if you're laying next to a literal naked woman, but choose to like get off to someone else on the phone or whatever, I can't help but take that personal.
Interesting.
So I think I definitely would be like, why are you literally paying a woman for sexual stuff?
Well, I have an answer to that, not the answer to that.
Sure.
But sometimes you just want to get off without worrying about pleasing the other person.
Makes total sense.
And sometimes there are those needs that you don't always need fulfilled, but watching fills that need, fills that void. I don't think I've actually,
but
I know
that's
that I've
something
never
you're gonna
been.
go pay for? Like,
well, it depends.
There's so much free porn.
There's so much free porn, but it also depends too. Like, you know, what is this person offering that isn't there? Are they with that person? That would be the biggest thing for me. Like, is this person local and have they had a relationship in the past? That's what I would be looking into personally. But if I'm thinking about it as on the grand scheme of like a porn thing, I'd be like, I mean, sure, if you want to do that with me, like, let's go if you want to save money. But like, also you're not cheating on me. And to me, it's porn. Like, I know that if I need to go and fucking get shit off and my imagination's not doing it, then I'm like, name the website. I've probably been on it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but a free one.
Oh, yeah.
You're not like actively investing, especially for 2 years.
Yeah. But we all have that's the other thing too. Like, people have their favorite performers. And if this specific performer has like a $10 a month subscription, then prescription or subscription, then, you know, what is the harm of spending $10 to see someone perform?
I'll perform for free right the fuck in front of you.
But he doesn't have to worry about pleasuring you at that point. He just needs to get off.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever just, oh yeah, it's just porn, whatever, go beat off. I don't think porn will never be normalized for me.
Interesting.
It's just not.
Yeah. I think in all of my relationships, I've known that they've watched porn here and there if we weren't doing it. And we weren't together all the time, every second of the day, and can't fulfill that need.
I'm not.
You know?
I've watched porn myself.
Yeah. But I mean, like, would you be mad if, like, you weren't together every second of the day and he had a subscription? Or he was watching porn?
Yeah, it upsets me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It does. It's not always something that is always brought to like a fight or like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But it always bothers me. Whether I act on it or not, it always bothers me.
So it's always just porn. So it doesn't matter if they're paying for it.
Yeah, I feel like even more so if you're paying for it. Okay. Because like, why the fuck are you taking the extra, you know what I mean? When you literally could go to RedTube or Pornhub or, you know what I mean? Like, why is this so important for you that you're paying for it? So I think it would be even more bothersome for me. That is something I would probably start a fight over versus just like
porn.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus like I walked into the bathroom and you were quote unquote taking a shit, but really you're, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think we all have.
That's going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But like, you're actively paying for something that you could have for free. Like, that's just an extra.
See, now I know that for me, there are things that I would watch that aren't necessarily things I would do. And I also know that, like, even if my partner would do them, there are necessarily things I would do. Or we're not together every second of the day, and I'm also a dude. Like, I can pretty much get off anywhere. You know what I mean? So, like, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna go. Let's do this. And historically, all of my partners, I have noticed, caught, understood that there's been some porn involved. And that's never bothered me. The one thing I can say in relation to this question is, have you brought it to him? Like you said, you're already fucking fighting. You've already put on rings. He's bleeding. But have you talked to him about how it makes you feel, first of all? He might be receptive. He might not be a scumbag.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He might just be clueless to like why this could be hurtful for you.
And or he might just be like, it's just porn. Like, it's not a big deal. Or maybe he stopped watching her and it's a subscription and he needs rocket money. You know what I mean? It's too much. How do you get over it? I think you talk to him first and tell him how much it bothers you or what bothers you.
Yeah, it'll be easier to get over it depending on his response.
Yeah. And also,
if he's clueless to like, I didn't think this is something that would bother you, I'm wicked sorry.
I'm also wondering like
oh my God.
If she's like, it shouldn't bother me, but it does. So she hasn't talked to him about it because she thinks it shouldn't bother her.
Right. Because, it's just
societal. It's just porn. It's a fantasy. Yeah.
Right. Everybody watches it.
Like, I've always been a fan of saying, like, if it matters to you, it matters.
Right.
And you just need to talk about it. Tell him what you found.
Or she could be worried about, how did you find out that he's been paying for it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, she could just go through his browsing history.
Right, but why? Why are you checking
You've never been a fan of, this is how I found it through snooping, and I'm not going to tell you.
I can't not tell you. I don't care how I found it.
So I'm saying, like, if we use that, she's just not going to care about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My automatic is like, I've already A, confronted you, B, told you how, E, and C.
Two wrongs make a right.
C. This.
As long as you both.
Can't say that out loud.
As long as you both stop.
You may or may not live.
Oh my God.
To fix the situation.
Oh my God. Let's
Yeah, I'm super curious.
Yeah, me too.
M says, the debate as to whether or not subscribing to OnlyFans creators counts as cheating has divided my Instagram audience since it first came up.
Really?
Some consider it to be as harmless as watching mainstream porn. Others argue that the personal element constitutes an emotional affair of some kind.
Okay, I can see that.
Right. That's why I think I said it would bother me even more that like you're going out of your way, you're paying somebody, like it's very intentional. It's not like, oh, she's great.
I can kind of, I mean, I don't get the emotional tie, but I get the emotional as an explanation.
Whichever side of that you land on, the bottom line is, if it makes you uncomfortable, then it is not okay. So I'm really sorry for you that you feel betrayed. Ultimately, you're going to need to find a way past it, though, because this resentment will eat you up and destroy the relationship. Your boyfriend broke your trust, and for that, I hope he is really sorry, but he can't spend every day for the rest of his life apologizing for it. Otherwise, neither of you will be able to move on. So you need to work it out if you can forgive him, and if so, how. If you're open to the idea, couples therapy might be a good option. Either way, he needs to know that you're still upset with him, and together you need to find a way to repair the trust and move on from this. If you can't find a way to do that, you both need to know that now. But I hope you can. Let his actions since then speak for themselves and give him the chance to show you that he is sorry. Sending you a massive hug.
Is there a right answer to this question before I dive into this?
Probably not.
No. Especially since she confirmed what we were both saying.
Works for you or it doesn't.
It either works for you or
and he's either accepting of that or he's dismissive.
Right. Either you or he can get past the other's perspective or work through it, accept or don't,
right.
and or.
Right.
Sayonara, sucker.
Right.
Right.
You and the bitch you're paying for can have a happy little life. I'm out.
I don't really know what our response was, but I like it better.
Well, she said the same thing we did.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It felt a little, it felt like I was on a winding road and then wound up at the beginning. You know?
Like, wait, I've been here before.
Like, you know those cartoons where you're driving around the mountain, there's a road that goes around the top of the mountain, but there's no side rails. Like, I'm constantly dodging that like space so I don't fall off, so I can get to the top and get right back to the bottom.
Okay, that's fair.
By falling off the place that has
at this point, I'm just driving straight off the bitch.
No shit. Like, I know my destiny. It's over.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that response.
I don't hate it.
I wish I got more info from the question. You know what I mean?
Right, because the response did make me feel like this was something she found out that he did 2 years ago, but it isn't still current.
Right. Well, to me, it said like, I found out that he's had it for 2 years.
No, her response sounded like...
Oh, the response. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Sounded like this was something that you found out 2 years ago and are still...
Like, you can't
carrying
move past
it on. Like, 2 years ago, you paid for OnlyFans.
That's a different response for me.
So M's response made me feel like
he stopped paying for it. He moved on. I would give you
like
a different
you just
response.
saw this one payment 2 years ago.
Right. But then he respected your wishes.
And then he was just like, well, I'm not going to pay for something I can get for free. So
you mean he listened to you? A man?
So
you did find Bigfoot, but
so
I didn't get that
know
impression.
If she maybe gets more information than we do and she only posts the very specific question, or if her assumption was just that, like, oh, I saw this was something he did 2 years ago and never again.
Can you tell us what you do so that we can be on the same page?
Yeah.
Because we don't hate your responses. We just don't have the context.
That's true.
Right?
True.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, because these questions are our subtitles.
Yeah.
For our questions.
And they're very broad based. Like, you're left to assume too much because in our experience, like the writers are always giving you a little bit more backstory. Maybe not everything that you need.
Like this one, I feel like would have said, like, I found out that he started paying for this OnlyFans 2 years ago and is still paying for it.
Or I found out 2 years ago that he was and he canceled it, but I still can't move past it. Yeah.
Because her response, that she made a specific mention that made me think, oh, this sounded like I found this out 2 years ago, but it's not still active.
Interesting.
Which would kind of change. Like, now this is something within yourself and not your boyfriend.
Yep. It's an insecurity.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's respected
This is a you problem, not a we problem.
Right.
So it does make a difference, yeah. Wow. Now that all the noises in our background have stopped,
we can finally
conclude.
Done. What a fucking shit. No, like, reggaeton going on. No fucking plows plowing to plow.
Yep.
And here we are, two Biffs.
On a couch.
Telling you how to live your damn life.
Drinking wine.
There's something poetic about it. I just don't know what.
It's all going to come full circle one day.
Sure is. Sure is. If we're going to get our periods while global warming is taking us out and we're going to cry about it because someone stepped on an ant.
Because you're still paying for OnlyFans.
I think that that's logical. It's just the way the world works.
Yeah. Wait, OnlyFans, or are you paying for OnlyFans?
I just think the whole sequence of events we just described, if you were
Is
here
the
for
way
it.
the world works.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was my third
Yeah.
question.
I'm never going to pay for OnlyFans. I'm just going to Google their username and
I
say
am
nude.
the OnlyFan.
Yeah, no shit.
You can pay me.
That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
I got nothing else either.
No, this has just been I feel like this is one of those episodes where we start off a little meh and we work off a little meh and
Then end.
meh.
Meh.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to give you quality shit. It's just sometimes
It's how the cookie crumbles.
this is what we've got.
This
Meet
is
us where we're at.
Maybe that's where we're at.
This is, I mean, how many times do we have to tell them that?
Until they meet us where we're at.
Well, I think we're going to fucking have
I
to
think
pour
our
another
at is
glass of
always
wine.
different. So they're probably struggling. Which
I know.
ad am I
We're
meeting you
emotionally
this time?
schizophrenic? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God.
we're not sure which ad to meet you.
Or bipolar. I think that's what they call it, right?
Yeah, there's many.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, here's what it is. We're striving to bring you content
Wow.
when we
Going through
have it.
life's
Yes.
life.
Absolutely. And if you stick through it and you listen to what we've got, then we love you and we appreciate you and everything is hunky-dory. And if you're not following us, well, you're going to miss us at our best because we only get better
Every time.
when we're not like this.
We only get better when we're better.
And that's all we've got for you this week.
Someday this might all make sense to you.
But in the event that it doesn't, we feel that maybe you should
Catch us on OnlyFans.
Yes. But don't pay for it. Oh yeah. No,
You have to
totally pay for it. No, they have
But tell
some
your
free
girlfriend
ones.
that it's a podcast.
A podcast.
She'll forgive you.
I know. We never perform together.
That podcast is called OnlyFans. I promise it's not actually OnlyFans.
We should do that. OnlyFans the podcast. What do you think?
That would be like a ASMR.
R? No, not RI. Just R.
ASMR
Yep. That's
podcast.
a lot of like
Like, that's all the podcast. Exactly.
guys, before we commit ourselves to a word, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, everything about you is absolutely sexy.
Don't subscribe to that OnlyFans.
But tell her you did anyway, and thank you for listening.
You've been ill-advised.
Ill-Advised is hosted and produced by Stefani and Ray.
AKA your Biffs.
Send us your questions, your comments, all of your concerns
And your drink recommendations.
to illadvisedpodcast@gmail.com. You can catch up on all of our episodes and our show notes at illadvisedpodcast.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Ill-Advised the Podcast. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen.
You've been ill-advised.